Okay, so since we're not able to present to everyone in person, we want to do a short little video and kind of let you guys in the industry know what the project's about, and then you can pass this around amongst your decision makers with your marketing team members, and you get it straight from the horse's mouth, as it were. So what we're doing this year is called a restaurant makeover, and kind of in the family of the Extreme Makeover Home Edition, where we come in and make over a deserving local restaurant. The concept's pretty simple. We're asking the public for nominations on a restaurant that they feel is very locally involved, maybe has overcome a hardship, have great food, a passion for local, all that type of stuff. And then we're going to have a voting phase, so those who have been nominated or have nominated themselves, doing a lot of Facebook, Twitter, also with support from radio, going to have a voting stage where the public can come in and cast their the votes of who they think should win the makeover. The makeover is not just a facilities makeover, it's also, we're going to come in providing marketing support in partnership with some of the vendors who support the industry, like for example Cisco, come in, consult on their menu, their food cost. We're going to bring in a branding expert, maybe rework their menu, and then of course the physical stuff too, like decor and outside curb appeal and that type of thing. So it'd be a great thing for the restaurant that wins, but this is not just about the restaurant who wins the makeover, because the purpose of the project is actually to draw attention to the whole eat out, eat local type of thrust. So yes, there's only one restaurant that's winning the makeover, but all the restaurants in New Mexico, in partnership with the New Mexico Restaurant Association, are supposed to be getting attention drawn to this Eat Out, Eat Local campaign. And then there's going to be some sub-threads of the campaign that continue through the end of the year, even after the makeover is over, and that's kind of what we want to talk to you guys about. So there'll be a lot of media that's attached with this: TV, radio, print. The show is going to be filmed not only the day of the makeover, but as people are nominated, we're going to go to the individual restaurants and try to give kudos to even the people who don't win. We're going to bring in some expert restaurants like Black Olive, like Scalo, like El Pinto, like Azuma, people who are successful restaurateurs in the industry, and kind of they get their opportunity to give some input and help and advice to the restaurant that's being made over. And so, we really view this as an economic development project, and specifically focusing on the restaurant industry. So the whole thing will be filmed, consolidated into a show, which will air as an hour special, probably during like the home show segments on the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday or both. And then also distributed on the web, and will be supported by direct mail campaigns, like I said, on the web, and then also the social networks. So that's kind of the big picture overview. You can go to rockthisrestaurant.com, and that's the project page. That's where you can nominate. You can, when the voting stage is open, that's where you'll be able to vote. That's where the videos are going to be posted. And so once the makeover is complete, there's going to be sub-threads and ongoing marketing that goes through the end of the year. We're thinking that this will be like an April-May shoot for the makeover itself, and then that gives us the last 6 months of the year to follow through with the Eat Local campaign. What we're trying to do is, in an economic development sense, is to pull in the different stakeholders within the industry and do specific, direct campaign elements. And this is kind of where it would come in as far as GreenChilie is concerned. Cash crop in New Mexico, even though the consumption of GreenChilie is skyrocketing nationally, our cultivated acres have dropped by 2/3 in the last decade. A lot of the stuff is coming in from Mexico, or be it red chili, from overseas, and that's really unacceptable. And what we want to do, and I think a lot of people actually just don't know. You go to a given restaurant and they're serving GreenChilie, and everyone thinks that this being the central point of that, that it must be from New Mexico, and a lot of that stuff isn't. And I think that people care about that, and I think if people knew about that, I do think that we could affect a change. We want to support the local industry. The restaurants are kind of on the forefront from the standpoint of the consumer, that's where that interaction occurs. But there's a lot of stuff that occurs behind the scenes that consumers just don't know about, as far as where it's grown, processed, distributed, and whatnot. So that is a very important. Eating local, buying local is the cornerstone of the campaign. But specifically, if we could pull in the green chili industry into the project, we'd like to specifically focus on just that one element, because this is Albuquerque, this is New Mexico, this is Santa Fe, this is Las Cruces. This is what is core to us. Okay, so here's how we see that actually happening. We do the makeover. Out of that, we get media that's attached to that. We're bringing in a lot of partners. We're building a list out of that effort. Then what we'd like to do is do a follow-up venue and show that's produced and aired on television. That's more of a green chili challenge, green chili trail. We filmed an episode with the governor last year at the state fairgrounds, which was the who's got the best green chili cheeseburger in the state. And people from all over the state came and voted, and I think some guys from Grants won. Go figure. And actually, their stuff was pretty good. So what we want to do is challenge the public to vote on who they think has got the best green chili cheeseburger or the best green chili burrito. And it'll be a campaign that lasts a couple of months. And what we'll do is, in partnership with these restaurants, is we'll go out and we'll offer deals. So, for these between 12 and 2, everyone will get an alert on Twitter and say, we're offering half price or free green chili cheeseburgers or free red, over here at Little Red's or over here at La Hacienda or wherever, over here at Bob's Burgers or wherever. And it'll be an ongoing 2-month campaign where people are constantly getting this message of what we're trying to send across as far as eat local, and but we're doing it within the context of actually value and coupons and offers, which also is exactly what benefits the restaurants. So we're drawing attention to the restaurants. We're driving traffic to the restaurants as their day comes up as being the restaurant that you're going to go sample and vote on. And whether people go or they don't go, or whether they participate in some of those days or all of those days, the point is that they're going to be getting alerts on their email, on their Twitter. They're going to be seeing this programming on television, and they're going to think it's a cool project, and they're going to get exposed to this message. And this message, the core message is, here's where green chili comes from. Here's the importance it has to the state, and you should be aware of where your green chili comes from, and you should be supporting the vendors and the restaurants who are mindful of that and support that as well. So I think there's definitely, we don't want to exclude people who don't buy local, but we want to, because don't want to create that partisanship, but we do want to draw the consumer's attention to that and put pressure on people to buy local and to be aware of that, and let that change take its own effect. We can go into details, and we have a detailed project summary that would show exactly how that element of the project will scale out, and what will be the campaign elements, and when we'll do it, and that type of thing. But at this point, what we're trying to see is if there is enough support from the vendors who distribute it, and the New Mexico Department of Agriculture, and some of the prominent restaurants and some of the distributors, to see if this is something that you guys would like to participate in. We feel real strongly that we're going to create a lot of momentum with the makeover project, and that's momentum that we can definitely leverage into getting this message out in a fun way, in an interactive way, in a sustained way. Not just a couple of commercials here and there, but an ongoing project, because we have to expose people to this message, over a several month time frame, and continually after that, and more than one exposure, so that we can start to get the message out. So that's the concept. The website's rockthisrestaurant.com. We're U-Public. We're the marketing facilitators for this project, and I hope that this video has been helpful. I know that there's people all over the state, and not everyone can come to the meetings, but I think this video can travel, and then you can definitely call us at the office at 505-243-7999, and you can reach me directly at 505-991-5384. And we'd love to involve you guys in this project. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into this, and I think that two things. One is that we need the lead time. So if this is something that you want to open a discourse on, then let's do that now. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that you know, I think that we can deliver a really high level of value and results for you guys, depending on what your budget is. Because, like I said, we're doing this community project that's attracting a lot of media and attention and involvement, and maybe even to the extent that you almost can't buy that type of press. And we can leverage that and turn that around into the GreenChilie message. So, thank you for your time. Have a great day.